From Tom's perspective, it's probably not worth him standing his ground on this small case when it nearly cost him his career. If Tom will not sweep for himself... Bro, this is insane. He deserved to be criticised. The backlash was unreasonable because it was a product of Pyro's community going ham. Criticism, yes. Some backlash, sure. The backlash in its entirety, no. That's complete nonsense. Sure, you don't need to know or be updated about the Just a Robot shit. We all know the gist. Just a Robot makes a video defending Cinny Bear, who was a total nonce. Criticise the video, then get DMs linked to me, and it turns out that apparently he's been very friendly, much friendlier than he should have been with this nonce in DMs. And many have said and believe that that's a product of him seeking out what is being called the pedo ussy. Let's put it that way, okay? Now, first of all, we're going to look at a little side drama that spun off of this. And then we've got another Just a Robot call to have a look at, which I think is going to be good fun, okay? So, let's have a look at this. First of all, before we get to the jar call. So, the first kind of thought process I had with this is I thought that TurkeyTom has already spoken about this pyrocynical stuff and taken like L's on the whole situation. But the comments on this post on YouTube Drama suggest otherwise. So for example, it says here, so yeah, TurkeyTom addresses the pyrocynical drama fully on stream. And in the comments, they're all saying things like, if Jar didn't put these clips of Pyro in, he would have just kept ignoring it. He only addressed it now because he had no other way to weasel out of it. I mean, he's spoken about it on my stream. I've heard on the grapevine he has talked about it before. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, look, I'm just not sure. I'm not saying these people are wrong, right? I just want to get the clarity, and I feel like you guys are going to give me that. But my belief was that he'd already spoken and addressed this. He's never dedicated a total video to address it. It's been a one-off comment here and there. Oh, he's never made like an apology video or response. Okay. Dude, what do I think about that? I don't know. Does he need to do a main channel video? I was wrong. Also, he did put out a second video. Wait a second. I think this is... No, wait. Hang on. I'm going to sweep for TurkeyTom right now. I've watched the video and the follow-up video. I feel like he did take some L's in the follow-up video. Like, does he need to do an entire video just, I was wrong and here's all the stuff I was wrong about? Like, there was stuff he was, you know, legitimate to defend himself on. Now, I think this is cope. I think this is Pyro cocksucking cope, to be honest with you. I think there's this narrative that he's never taken a fucking L on this whole drama. When I think he took loads of L's, he admitted to them, and has commented on them further. Like, what other video does he need to make? He put out another video and said, this is where I was wrong, but here's where I think I was right. And also, dude... When I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago and brought this up, he was like, yeah, you know, he takes a big L on that. Although he made a lot of mistakes in how he went about it, right? That has been used and capitalized upon to completely wipe away the sins of Pyro. Where, like, listen, I'm not saying that Pyro is like the worst thing going or whatever, right? And I think there's some good faith or whatever you give to him. But he definitely did some pretty wild shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, bro, he was going fucking crazy. He was going fucking crazy in some of those DMs. Yeah, it was like, oh, you really think Pyro did something wrong? Well, TurkeyTom did a document and made mistakes in going about it, so how could he have done anything wrong, you know? Anyway, some say it's nutto. Anyway, let's see what old Thomas had to say about this in his forced response, because Jar brought it up. Oh no, I can't see his little face. Okay. I'm going to have to turn off the grift bars just for this segment so you can see his little face. See his face of despair as he realizes. Oh, wait, hang on. Fuck. There we go.
100% crystal clear. Cinny did 100% speak inappropriately around minors. But know who else did that? Pyro.
Recently, to those who are unaware, I've been accused of grooming a 15-year-old boy
he knows.
when I was 19.
Oh, he knows. He's having to face up to his own mistakes right in his face. Unlucky TurkeyTom. Answer for your crimes against the furry community.
That I'm some kind of predator and was aware of his age all along. This is categorically untrue and a complete lie. But a few days ago, a poorly written Google Doc has surfaced claiming that...
Written by me.
I have lied in my response.
Poorly written. Ooh. Oof. Uh-oh.
And I'm 100% guilty. I just want to be clear. I have never lied at any point. This document is disingenuous, manipulative, and it fails to include so much of my original statement. This document makes, like, insane assumptions based on limited and broken evidence. It's not hard to dismantle it. It's just annoying that I have to be the one to do it. These conversations never led to...
Tom is getting absolutely wrecked by... Dude, I'm fucking about. I can't fucking take this seriously, dude. Oh, God. What was my take when I spoke about this? I think that my overall take is Pyro got away with it because he had a big audience and TurkeyTom made mistakes. Tom did have some fair critiques. And, you know, Pyro's community swept like fucking crazy for the whole situation. And they basically turned it all into a massive joke. Like, yeah, what were TurkeyTom's big mistakes? The Red Kiwi comparison. I don't even know what the Red Kiwi situation was. But from what I can gather, it was unreasonable because there were different circumstances with the Red Kiwi thing. Writing the document was retarded. He shouldn't have written the whole document about it, right? And in writing the document, he made some conclusions that weren't really backed up strongly enough by the evidence. Okay? However, I think, you know, if he was a bit softer in some of his claims, and so on, he could have really made a strong critique of, like, look, even if you knew the age, the nature of these messages were pretty crazy. Like, it wasn't just like, you know, a bit of light flirtation. It was like extremist furry fetish shit. It was nuts. Anyway, that's my basic take, I think. Okay? I think that Pyro got away with it because of the big community and people hyper-focused on Tom's mistakes. Tom did make mistakes, but there was an underlying point that got missed because of the mistakes, but more so, I think, because of the sweeping on the other side. That's my rough take.
20 nudes being exchanged. It was just purely fantasy garbage. Something which Ivory himself confirms.
Did he ever ask you for...
So I think this is actually kind of a good opportunity for me to talk about this. Because I feel like I have made statements about it a little bit on stream. And I think people have kind of seen my opinion change over time a little bit on this. But I think, like, in this more digestible format, it'd probably be good to talk about this. I've talked with a few people recently about this and how I feel like maybe I should make some kind of, like, public, I don't know, statement about what happened with the Pyro thing. But what's this donut? What are your opinions on the Pokemon Company being grade A gooners? I haven't seen that. Essentially, I fucked up that entire situation, and I don't want to, like, defend myself there. You know?
Oh, no. He's taken the L. Bro, he's taken the L. I was ready to sweep for Tom, but he's taken the L. No! He's been browbeaten. He's been browbeaten and gaslit. I know, he did say on my stream. He did say on my stream. I mean, look, if Tom is going to take the L, that's fair enough. You know, that's up to him at the end of the day. I just think that this is a product of being... He got farted on by Pyro. Dude, what? Dude, what the fuck? Well, the thing is, I think there's a middle ground. You know, I think that Tom can simultaneously take the L for mistakes that he made, but still underline some of the points he wanted to make, you know? So this complete back down, I think, feels wrong to me. It feels wrong to me. Anyway, let's hear him out. Listen, if he's not going to sweep for himself, then I will not be sweeping as hard. But let's see what he says.
No, I did fuck it up undoubtedly. There's no real great excuse I can give. I will say, I think a lot of people, when they saw that drama, they speculated and kind of claimed my intentions were to like destroy his career and that I like hated Pyrocynical and I like lied about all of it. Essentially what I saw this person, Ivory, who had, been engaged with by Pyrocynical in these really degenerate DMs. And I saw Pyrocynical's defense on Reddit and I didn't think it was very good. And I was like, this is gross. This is disgusting. This is irresponsible.
See, that's the other thing too with this whole situation is I covered this a few months ago. I recall the dynamic here being Pyrocynical, like admitting to a little bit or conceding to a little bit. But then it took more information coming out for him to then to concede to a bit more. And I can't remember the exact details of it. But it was this dynamic where it felt like he wasn't taking like accountability for something unless it was revealed very publicly. So it just felt like there was this like little push. He had to be pushed to eventually reveal this a little bit more. He let it out slowly, much like a fart. Can we stop with this? What are you doing? This is fucking ridiculous. The furries won. Exactly. I'm really shocked everyone forgot one screenshot Pyro shows in his video, because if you send that to Pyro, he cannot claim he didn't know the age. Pyro shows in his video. What are you talking about? I think that it's to me, I accept that there's plausible deniability that he didn't know the age, and you have to, discuss that accordingly. But I think there's enough there. Like if we're talking about, I don't know, some sort of standard, there's reasonable doubt there that he would have not known the age, or reasonable doubt he would have known the age, I should say. Chud not into fart maxing.
And I think one of the really bad statements I made in that document was like, is he a groomer? I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. And I think that was a very dangerous thing for me to do. Because ultimately, I think a big sticking point behind the situation was there was this claim I made, essentially.
Yeah, do you know what? Okay, that's fair. I don't think there's good enough evidence to call him a groomer or to even, like, Pyro's issue was not grooming, right? Pyro's issue was being so desperate for sexual conversation that he didn't, at the very least, didn't engage in like a due diligence to check and assess whether it was appropriate to be having those conversations, right? So I don't think grooming is necessarily the right way. Like, for example, if you look at the Cinebear situation, obviously Cinebear knew 100% what the age was. So you take that into account when you assess it. But with this situation, he may not have known the age. So you can't really say that he's grooming, because it's not like he's talking to this individual in any sort of way that kind of ticks the boxes. It's almost like oh, you like furry stuff? Let me tell you about the fart fetish. That's much more of a, what's the word? Like negligence or something,
That he had to have known Ivory's age when he was 15 years old, right?
What's going on with my finger?
Last month he was defending it. I didn't defend it. I think that Pyrocynical should be criticized. I think he deserves to be criticized, but I still fucked it up. He's not a pedophile. He's not a groomer. And I would say low key sort of implied that, I would say. And I see why people took it that way.
Okay. Dude. The way I look at this is that he made mistakes, but he's acting like he needs to make this grand apology for it when he insinuated stuff. Like, say you were wrong for that, and say you don't believe that, and say you shouldn't have done that. That's fair. But it feels like it's too grandiose a walk back when he still has got some fundamental criticisms that he wants to make. Tom needs to sweep more for himself, is what I'm saying here.
Ultimately, a lot of my document hinged on this idea that Pyrocynical definitely knew Ivory's age when they were 15 years old. And I didn't prove that, which is why his response was able to mog me, he was able to destroy me.
That's true. That's true.
And
that's fair.
Ultimately, I fucked up, I can't deny it. And I talked to Nick about this, but I was considering like making some kind of, I don't know, just like statement, just talking about how I fucked that up, because I feel, you know, it took me a while to basically, it took like years of me like reflecting on it to like come away with my perspective that, you know, is he weird? Yes. Is he degenerate? Yes. But ultimately, I don't think he's a groomer, you know, in that sense of the word. So
can you stop calling Nicholas the Oreo lips Oreo? That's crazy. It's a bit racist, isn't it? He's Italian after all. Extremely happy Simmer. Thank you for the $5. It didn't come up for some reason. Oh, because it switched off. It switched off. I'm an idiot. Because of the bars. Why wouldn't you ask someone's age before doing creepy erotic roleplay with them? I mean, yeah, sure. Good question.
Oh, I feel like I fucked it up, you know. So, yeah, that's like, you know, my thoughts on that.
Several of our conversations were leaked online by Ivory. Here's one of the more...
From Tom's perspective, it's probably not worth him standing his ground on this small case when it nearly cost him his career. Yeah, no, I guess. It just feels like... Maybe I'm looking at it... Dude, he did... Bro. It just feels like too much. It feels like too much of a concession. When he can say, look, I did fuck things up, definitely. But I absolutely got overly criticised for that. Like, he got, like, insanely criticised from people who were clearly doing it because they wanted to defend the honour of their content creator. Not because they actually care about the situation. They just wanted to defend Pyrocynical's honour. So they went super hard after Tom, overstated the situation, and turned it into a big joke. And it really took the fangs out of the story. And Tom ended up getting fucking graped, mind graped by the whole thing. You know? So yeah. Dude, the problem is like, it's tough because, yeah, that document was a mistake. He shouldn't have done the document. He shouldn't have been as conclusive in his claims. So it's not like he's completely free of error. It's just, I feel this is overstated. And I think that's a product of him getting browbeaten by this insane audience whose intent was not the truth. It was to defend Pyro at any cost, you know? I think what annoys me is the way people use that entire debacle to entirely discredit Tom. So annoying. Yeah. At the time, Tom was a much smaller YouTuber and Pyro was a giant. He was punching up and missed, and it wasn't a big miss, but because he was punching up, he felt he had to concede entirely. That's the vibe I'm getting, yeah.
damning ones.
Apology vid when. I don't know. The thing is, like, I feel like a lot of the apology vids, like, in general, that just come across as very, very performative. So I don't know if that's the kind of thing I would do. You know, I think they come across as very cringe. But, you know, I think I did fuck up that situation. And I think, like, you know, there's a lot of valid criticism of me. Like, ultimately, like, the reason that I...
Wait, no, hang on a sec. There was valid criticism. Nicholas, for example, had valid criticism as his friend who was trying to help him out. But these Pyro freaks, they're not giving you valid criticism because their criticism isn't rooted in getting to the truth and trying to help you assess this in the best way. It's a product of just wanting to defend Pyro. All these freaks that were fucking bombarding him with this shit, these furry freaks, all of it is a product of wanting to defend Pyro at any cost. That's not valid criticism. Because even if there was conclusive proof that came out of even worse behavior, they would still make this, they would still say the same things about it and would still come at him in the same way. That's his dead name, Chud. It's actually redacted lips. Okay, dude.
I quote unquote lost that situation is not because, like, you know, I was secretly right or something the whole time and I knew all of it, you know. And, like, you know, I got, like, I got destroyed unjustly, you know. I don't think that's true. Like, I deserved the backlash that I got for that situation, you know.
Love for my Sona to be licking
Nah,
at
dude,
his...
no. Tom is, dude. if Tom will not sweep for himself. Bro, this is fucking insane. He deserved criticism, right? He deserved to be criticised. The backlash was unreasonable because it was a product of Pyro's community going ham. Criticism, yes. Some backlash, sure. The backlash in its entirety, no. That's complete nonsense. All these deranged freaks coming out the woodwork to act like, oh no, Pyro did nothing wrong actually. Pyro is actually completely in the clear here. Oh, Pyro is just oh, ha ha ha, farts, farts, farts. Oh. Now, listen, if Tom wants to, you know... dude, I'm not... Bro, it's so cringe, the idea of arguing with... arguing... No, Tom, I'm telling you, you fucking... No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You tweet more for yourself. No, that's gay. But I will sit here and I'll say what I think about it. And I think Tom is way too conciliatory here. He's giving way too much credit to the barragement of insanity that he fucking experienced at the time. Like, you know... If on the other side, it was more like, well, look, you know, Pyro is obviously crazily negligent and there was a heavier criticism there. And it was stronger to criticize what he did. And then it was, but Tom made a lot of mistakes in how he handled it, right? So that's a problem. But it's not that, is it? It's, lol, farts, 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 furry, 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 let me sit on your dick and fart on it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, Tom is a total fucking liar freak and he made all this shit up because he hates furries. Like, it's a deranged criticism, and it's way too much. So, I don't know, dude. It feels a bit... I don't like the fact that feels he has to be so, you know, concessionary, or whatever the word is here. Like, no, dude, you had a point to make. Yes, you fucked up. Take the L for that. But you also got absolutely mind-raped by an audience of insane, deranged, degenerate furries.
Fat, sweaty, while rubbing his belly from behind, and then just having him gas all over my Sona's face. That would...
Bro, I forgot how crazy these DMs were.
...be so nice. Or if mine was just underneath him, getting railed underneath his huge belly, and your Sona could be gassing non-stop as he f***s mine like... Huh?
The Google Doc was bad, you know. I read over it again recently, and it was bad. There was like spelling mistakes. It was poorly structured. The conclusions I drew just weren't supported in evidence. Like, it was a bad Google Doc, I think. You know, I don't think you can deny that.
It was suspended from Twitter at the time that they were made.
It's just like fucking hell. Yeah, I don't know what the exact dynamics were, but I think Pyro was... I don't know what he did at the time exactly. But I don't know, dude, I can't really comment on it. I don't know the exact dynamics at play. I just feel like regardless of the exact characters at play, you know, Tom's mistakes were used as a focal point in order to obfuscate more valid criticisms of Pyro's actions. That's what it feels like to me. I think Tom is taking too much of an L on this. I get it. You know, I understand. It probably is a difficult scenario. It's just frustrating when I'm sat here thinking, you don't need to take this much of an L. And you're not taking into account these dynamics that were at play that led to you getting more shit than you should have done and Pyro receiving less shit than he should have done, right? I don't think Pyro is a PDF. I don't think Pyro is a PDF. I don't think he's a groomer, right? Like, if anything, he's just like, I will accept the narrative, even that, you know, there's plausible deniability. He didn't know the age, but he didn't even ask. It's like, you know, to not even ask and confirm or validate in any way someone's age before you start engaging in some of the most degenerate furry fart fetish roleplay. It's like, it's deranged. It's like, bro. It's like, what? It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre to me. And, you know, people look at those DMs now and are like, whoa, this is pretty intense. How did he get away with this? I think, who was it? Big Bungie. Big Bungie said this on Twitter recently. And people are bemused by it that don't know the full context. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm not, and also I'm not sat here like thinking, oh, Pyro needs to have this, that, or the other happen to them. I'm not. I don't fucking care. It's not like I think he needs to have anything happen to him. Even it just feels like there's this real, you know, lack of looking at all the nuances of the situation, and it just sort of automatically sides with Pyro having been the big YouTuber at the time, and his audience was able to really push forward and push a narrative that really caught on, you know? A lot of it was just funny, cringy shit. And Tom was really bad for calling him a groomer, you know? Anyway, there we go. So it looks like Tom is taking an L. I'm saying he doesn't need to take a big an L as he does. And credit to the commenters here. It does seem like Tom has not really, you know, addressed this as they would expect him to. I personally think he did his follow-up video. I think there's some pretty reasonable walkbacks in that. But yeah. Also, dude, I don't know who these people are. I just do not accept these soy freaks talking about false allegations. I know that these people would jump on allegations at the first fucking opportunity if it was one of their fucking political enemies. Because it's some fucking degen furry guy. It's, oh no, false allegations are really bad, actually. Give me a break, dude. Okay. Right.